Live from the KWQC Broadcast Center in downtown Davenport with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel. This is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, dollar burgers, frosted flake fried chicken, and a skee-ball love story. We'll learn more about everything wild and wonderful happening this month at Bummer City.
Tractors, demos, fireworks, and 20 barbecue teams battling for the top spot. We're getting a preview of the 49th Great River Threshers Days.
And meet an adoptable four-legged friend from the Quad City Animal Welfare Center while learning about ways to keep your furry family members safe and calm during 4th of July celebrations.
Welcome to Quad Cities Live. It is Monday, June 30th. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I'm Kyle Keel.
I'm Morgan Otier. Planting Books, Seeds for a Better Future is a grassroots literacy initiative doing something simple yet very powerful. They're putting books directly into the hands of children who need them most.
Yeah, what a great project, and it's helping plant the seeds of academic success by making sure every child has access to books at home. So joining us today are Tamara Feldon, one of the driving forces behind this program, as well as Dr. Thomas Ryan, principal at Rock Island Academy. Thank you both for joining us today.
Thank you.
Tamara, you've been here a few times talking about your nonprofit here and just the great work that you have done in the Rock Island community. So talk about planting book seeds for a better future and kind of the goal behind it and what you've achieved so far.
It sort of started in the pandemic when everybody was miserable and things were really tough and a lot of people were suffering. And I kept thinking there should be something good in the community. What could I put into the thing out there? And I have a PhD in literature. I grew up reading. One of my earliest memories is getting the collected works of the Brothers Grimm for a birthday when I was a young child. And so reading has always been a really important piece of my life. And we've seen how children have suffered in their reading skills during the pandemic, but even before. And I was in a situation, I felt I could do something that had very little means.
Right.
And I always want to look for root causes. Where can you go back to the beginning and make something better? And I thought, you know, if kids have books at home, they will engage with them.
Right.
And if they engage with books, they develop better reading behaviors. They're going to have better literacy skills.
Sure.
And from that, better academic skills, better social situations, and so on. And I thought, and I'm also a gardener, so that whole seed thing came in.
It's
and
perfect.
Tying the two together, we like
that.
And so, if you put the right things into play early on, I thought that will have long-term impact.
Absolutely. So talk a little bit about why Rock Island Academy was kind of chosen as a starting point for this initiative, and we do have some exciting news about some expansion there, but talk about why you chose that specific school.
So I'm very interested in the West End. I have a lot of friends who are engaged with the West End, live there, are active there, and I wanted to go to develop a model that works on a school-by-school basis so that everybody in a grade level would get the same set of books. And I talked to friends and I said, where in Rock Island should I go first? And I'm thinking that I would first want to go to the West End. And people said, no question, Rock Island Academy. It's the largest of the 3 schools. There is a population that has a lot of challenges, teachers and administrators who do a fantastic job. So I called Dr. Ryan and said, so I have really good intentions and I have no clue. That's what I'm thinking of doing.
Help me out.
And we took it from there.
And we are looking at some of the photos of some of those giveaways. So Dr. Ryan, we want to bring you into this conversation as well. What does it mean for these students to receive these books? Because I know that when they receive these books, it's a really exciting day for not only the students, but for administrators and teachers as well.
Oh, this is an awesome opportunity. As Dr. Feldman mentioned, our students sometimes struggle to get their hands on books. I happen to be looking to how can I develop home libraries when I got the call, and so it was a great opportunity. We know reading is the foundation to all other academic skills. It promotes other academic skills. We have a large EL population. Some of them know English, some of them are starting to learn it. Books are a great way to do that. Our students are talking back and forth. Like she said, as soon as they get them, they start talking about them. They look forward to it. They know what it is now. So, you know, it's an exciting time when we can get books actual physical books in the hands of our students, especially our early students from that K-1 area.
And book distribution happens in the spring, so kind of take us to that day and what it was like to watch all of these second graders getting some brand new books.
Well, I try and stay out of the way. She brings.
You'll get pummeled. Yeah.
She brings a very, very experienced crew with literature and community projects. We start to feed that out through the staff and to the students, and they kind of educate the students on how this is going to work, how it's going to happen, and what they're going to get.
Okay.
And so then we saw the pictures of the cars pulled up.
Yeah.
They get unloaded on a big cart. I push the cart down the hallway. We start with our youngest students and start working our way up. We're a little tight on space at the academy.
Sure.
So this year we had kids even sitting in the hallway.
Okay.
And you can look over the top and you just start to see the smiles coming forward.
Awesome. That is so sweet.
Yeah, really awesome time.
Yeah, that's awesome. And tomorrow Morgan kind of teased this, but we've really focused on second graders here the last few years, but you're really excited to announce that you're actually expanding the grades, that you're giving away books.
Yeah, so this was the first year since we became a not-for-profit organization sometime back. We were able to fundraise in a different way. That meant we were able, and the community was wonderful to us.
Yeah.
Individual donors are really supportive of what we're doing. And so we were this spring able to give books to everybody in kindergarten, everybody in first grade, and everybody in second grade.
Incredible.
And fortunately for the big cart, they're all on the same floor. so it was a really big day. It's a fantastic day for us. And this coming year, we are planning to also include Frances Willard. We think we will be able to supply kindergarten and first grade, maybe also second grade. It's a smaller school. The demographics are very similar.
Okay.
And sometimes people say, well, we have great libraries, but we have families who have multiple jobs, who don't necessarily have transportation, who can't necessarily meet the hours. And so for kids to have books at home, and all the books we select have wonderful illustrations.
Well, let's talk about that, because you brought all kinds for us to look at today. So are these the ones that were specifically distributed this spring? Oh my goodness.
These are the books we distributed.
Awesome.
So they're really high quality books, which are expensive, right? And families cannot typically afford them. We pick books that acknowledge some of the challenges that children encounter in life, but then also give them models of how one may think about that, how one may handle that.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just really fun. And I know when I was a child, when we went to the family of one of my aunts or uncles, I was not interested in the adults, I was interested in their bookshelf.
Yeah.
And they had things on animals and geography and all sorts of things. And so I think when children have books readily available, they will engage with them. Last year, we had an opportunity to talk with some of the kids who had gotten books the year before. And we said, so what did that mean? And they were really excited. And one of them said, well, she reads the books to her little brother.
Oh, that's
my
so
gosh,
nice.
that's
That's
And
so
then the
sweet.
whole family gets engaged. And we learned that the family overall gets engaged in the reading. As Dr. Ryan said, a fair number of our students come from families that are still English learners.
Sure.
It's often the mom who is the last to learn English well, because often in a traditional family, dad is out in a job or two, has a little bit more opportunity for English. The kids are still learning. This is reading material that reaches the entire
The whole family. I just love
And
that.
so it goes all over. And so we are hoping that, so when kids get books in the first 3 grades in school, the behaviors they develop and the reading that they develop will carry on, right?
Early literacy, that's for sure. So before we let you go, we really wanted to talk about very exciting news this year, because you're participating in Birdies for Charity. So, so your organization is going to benefit here coming up with the John Deere Classic.
So Birds 2411, 2411
Oh, we've got it on
is
the
us.
screen.
So
On your screen.
we're up there. And
Lock
what
it
we
in.
love about Birdies, for one thing, a lot of Quad Cityans are familiar with that project, right?
Yeah.
That is something that comes around every year. I know I get requests for donations from organizations I appreciate. And what Birdies also does, for one thing, they have a wonderful administrative structure. And for any of the funds that are given to Birdies for charity for our organization, afterwards we get a 5% a bonus.
Oh, okay.
So that Birdies for Charity puts something extra into the mix. So everybody who makes a donation actually gives a little bit more than has to come out of their pocketbook. And so it's a wonderful project. And the deadline is coming up. So this is the week to
this
do
is
it.
our final push, right? It's a wonderful organization, but people don't necessarily know all of the organizations that are part of Birdies for Charity. So this is one of them, and they can, you know, they can realize that their money is going to buy books for all of these kids. So
and it all stays local, so that's fantastic. So if you'd like to support this literacy program, you can donate online, planting-books.org, or you can mail a check or money order to the P.O. Box that's on your screen. Of course, we're going to have all this information on our website, kwqc.com. So Tamara and Dr. Ryan, thank you both for joining us today, and really appreciate the work you're doing to help students in our community.
Thank you for your support.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, coming up next on Quad Cities Live, adoptable four-legged friend from the Quad City Animal Welfare Center. We're going to meet Spencer and have tips to help keep your furry family members safe and calm during any Independence Day celebrations. Well, as the fireworks and festivities of the 4th of July draw near, it's very important to remember that what brings joy to many of us can bring fear to others, including our furry companions.
That's right. The Quad City Animal Welfare Center is reminding pet owners to take a few extra steps to keep their animals safe, calm, and out of harm's way this holiday weekend. Joining us today is Alicia Rohr, the dog care manager at Quad City Animal Welfare Center in Milan. Alicia, thanks for being here.
Hi, thank you so much.
Okay, well, you brought an adoptable friend with you. He just laid on the ground.
He did.
Yes.
So he's like a little out of camera view right now, but there we
he's
go.
Like, you guys are talking about
We got Spencer in the house,
he's so handsome.
and he is the cutest little guy ever. Can you tell us all about him?
Yeah, so Spencer's 4 years old. He's going to be turning 5 next month on the 24th, actually.
Oh, hi, handsome.
Very sweet. Just wants to be around people.
Yeah.
Not sure how he would do in a home with other animals, but we could always do a meet and greet if you've got dogs at home to see how they do with each other.
Oh my God.
But he just seems to love everybody. He just cares about being with someone.
Yes, and if you can't tell, he's a boxer. I've got one at home, and they're full of energy. And this guy, the previous owner, said he certainly does have that energetic side to him, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So he loves to play. He loves toys and bones and all that good stuff. So he could definitely use somebody that is willing to hang out with him, play with him.
He spotted Teresa. He spotted
little,
Teresa walking out through the studio.
Those
And he got really
droopy
interested.
cheeks.
Yes, he's a very good boy.
Yes.
You're so cute. Well, he's stealing hearts here at TV6 today. That is absolutely the case. He's a lovable guy.
Yeah, so he's been in the shelter a few weeks, so we're looking for a forever family for you, huh? So speaking of forever family, the last time that Quad City Animal Welfare Center was here, we had Claire the cat.
Yes.
And she got adopted.
She did, yeah. So she got adopted, I want to say a couple weeks ago. And
Awesome.
so far, so good. So as far
She
as
was
we
also just like the sweetest,
Yeah.
wasn't she? And wasn't
so
she
cute.
kind of vocal too, like
She was,
meowing?
yes.
Yeah, that was.
I'm sure she's cheering loudly because she's got a new home.
You're excited
love
that
those
you
success
want to
stories.
play. Yeah, that is awesome. We love to hear that, especially when our friends visit the show and then we get to have updates on them. So hopefully we'll have an update about you, buddy, Spencer, the next time.
Yes.
So today, Alicia, of course, you're also here talking about pets and the 4th of July. So just talk a little bit about why that really is kind of a dangerous time for our pets.
Yeah, so there's just a lot going on, lots of noises, lots of really loud, surprising noises that can spook many pets, even people, you know. So it's just important to remember that they can hear a lot better than we do, and they can get spooked by things like that. So it's important to make sure that your pet is identifiable with a collar, name tag. If your pet's not microchipped, I would encourage definitely getting them microchipped so that if they are found or go missing for some reason at any point in time, they can be scanned and all that information comes right back to you, even if they don't have a collar on. So,
well, and we have those safety tips up on the screen right now, and the very first one is secure your animals indoors. And I know a lot of people, if they're spending the entire afternoon and evening outside, it only makes sense to have your bud, your furry companion outside with you. But maybe once those fireworks get started, try and remind yourself to bring them in.
Yeah, absolutely. And if they have a room or like a safe space or a crate or something that they feel comfortable in, we definitely suggest keeping them secure like that as well.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yes.
Any other tips for reducing stress once they are safe and secure in that room? Is there anything else we can do to make them feel calm?
Sometimes distracting them with like a peanut butter Kong, a food puzzle, something like that that can keep them busy and kind of take their mind off things. My dog loves peanut butter. We do with the dogs at the shelter. They get frozen treats and things like that to keep them busy also. So something easy like that would be fun. And then if you were hoping to get your pet microchipped even before the 4th, we do have our Wednesday and Saturday drive-up wellness clinic as well.
So where's the one Wednesday this week then?
It's going to be at our clinic location off of 1st Street in Milan. It goes from 8 to 11 a.m. both the Wednesday and Saturday.
All right, so you're recommending that maybe using some treats to kind of keep them distracted during fireworks time as well. So treats are definitely recommended. And yeah, I know my dog already with just the few fireworks that have shot off. I mean, he is darting around the house, finding the nearest hiding place. So, obviously fireworks with the loud noises, those are the big thing here for 4th of July. But also we need to be on the lookout during cookouts because we've got food lying around that can be dangerous for the dog as well as alcohol.
Yeah, so keeping that stuff secure or, kind of watching your pet, making sure they're on a leash or inside, so that they can't get into any of your human snacks, making sure the fireworks, sparklers, things like that are put away so they're not chewing on anything they're not supposed to. And just remembering that they get curious and think things are toys that aren't.
Yes.
So is there a point too when we need to consider maybe talking to our vet as well? Like, if you really feel like your dog has like really high anxiety over events like this?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you have a full service veterinarian, you could always talk to them about behavioral medication if needed. If you think your pet's really stressed out around this time of year, getting them in for an exam and talking about those options with your vet can be really helpful.
Okay.
Hi, buddy.
Oh my goodness. And what do you guys do? Is there anything that you guys do at the shelter when you've got fireworks popping off all over the place? Is that something that kind of upsets and makes the animals anxious?
They do get pretty anxious. We do have some really wonderful volunteers that will come in and spend time with them in the rooms. We try to hand out peanut butter frozen Kongs and things like that overnight so that they're doing something and not just sitting in there with the noise and everything.
It is such a fun holiday, but then you think of that and you're like, oh my gosh.
So loud.
Get out of there, Spencer. What are you trying to do? I'm going to end up on YouTube. Oh my gosh, he is just so cute.
And he's so lovable. We got to get this guy adopted.
Yeah, we absolutely do. If you'd like to adopt Spencer or really any of the other pets at Quad City Animal Welfare Center, be sure to call the number on your screen or visit them online at qcawc.org. The organization is also very active on Facebook. Give them a like and a follow. You'll be able to stay up to date with events, activities, and of course any new furry companions that make their way into the shelter. Alicia, thank you so much for being on the show today, and thank you for introducing us to Spencer.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Just the best.
Friendly little boy.
He is.
All right, still to come on QCL. Step back in time and fire up your appetite. The Great River Threshers are hosting a fun weekend packed with fireworks, steam engines, and plenty of barbecue.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Step back in time and celebrate agricultural tradition while enjoying some mouth-watering barbecue. The 49th annual Great River Threshers Days in Miles is back this July 11th through the 13th. Not this weekend, but the following weekend. And joining me now is a member of the Great River Threshers, Daryl Adolphs. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Well, we're so looking forward to talking with you. So first, can you tell us a little bit about the Great River Threshers, the group, and its very long history?
Yes, we're a group that was founded back in 1977, and this will be our 49th year, so we've been at it for quite a while.
You have, yeah.
And we're very excited for the show this year. We've had consecutive years, except during the COVID year. We had it planned, and then we ended up canceling it.
That's
so
a
we've
lot
been
of
at
people's
it for
story, yeah.
a long time.
Yeah, you've been at it for a long time. So talk about why you all wanted to start something like this. Why was this so important?
I think initially the founders felt that they wanted to present something that people could appreciate, reminisce about, maybe the younger generation to look back upon or to reflect a little bit slower time and just to preserve history.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just like anything else, you know. If you don't keep that history alive in some way, shape, or form, people will just never know how things used to be. And so that's kind of a position that you're setting up, so people can see these farming demonstrations and see how, and we'll get into it, some of this machinery that everybody used to use and how it still got the job done. Maybe different than it does now, maybe with a little harder work, but very, very cool. So talk about what makes this event so special. It is 3 days long, and if you were to take a look at the schedule, like every single day, it's just jam-packed with things to do.
We've got a lot of things going
Yeah.
on. Again, it's July 11, 12, and 13th.
Yeah.
We'll kick it off Friday night, and everyone loves a parade. We start with a parade sponsored by the City of Miles at 6:30. We've got a lot of kids' games scheduled at 7 o'clock, including a bouncy house. We've got a band that evening. Band on the Rocks will be performing.
Okay.
Our big deal for Friday night would be the fireworks show
yeah.
at dusk.
At dusk.
And it is a big show, and people are much appreciative of it. We're looking forward to, again, having that this year.
Look at
So
that.
that's our Friday night lineup.
That's Friday night. Okay, wonderful. And I've got to ask, you know, there's going to be folks that are watching this that are saying, I would love to head out to Miles and check out this event. What's the best spot to watch those fireworks? Do you have any?
Well, actually, the admission is free, so you just come onto the grounds. The best place to watch it would be on
Right
the grounds
there,
itself.
where you
There's
guys are
bleacher
holding it.
space there, and
Oh,
it'll be
nice.
really close. It'll be back behind the individuals. So.
Wonderful, yeah. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Saturday, because you all do something very special on Saturday morning. You have a Memorial 5K, and this is a walk or a run.
Right. We'll start off at 8 o'clock with the Brian Galusha Memorial 5K Run Walk, and that's proven to be very popular.
Okay.
And so that'll start at 8. At 9 o'clock, then we start with mud volleyball, and that's
boy.
another popular thing. So
Yeah.
you attempt to play volleyball, only you do it knee deep in mud.
In mud, that would be something to see.
So,
Yeah,
but it's been a very popular event.
I bet.
Starting at 10, we have our car drive-in, so we're looking for vintage cars to come in. Also our tractor show,
Okay.
and that's both restoration and working farm show tractors.
That has to
They're
be
all
really
welcome.
popular.
It is
people
for
that
our
come to
area.
church. I can only imagine. I mean, it's essentially what this entire weekend is based on. So I bet you see some really cool antiques and things like that.
Yep, very, very, very cool antiques.
Okay.
And then also at that time, our traditional activities will open up, which would be broom making. We have a blacksmith shop.
Oh, wow.
We have log sawing, shingle making. Something that's kind of unique for us is we have horse-powered threshing, and that is 5 teams of horses and or mules will
Okay.
power a threshing machine to thresh the grain.
And that's kind of what this whole weekend is named after,
Right.
what the group is named after.
Right. And so that's very, very popular. We also have the steam engine, so we'll have steam threshing as well at that time.
Yeah.
We have various vendors that come in that present their wares. The Miles Community Improvement Group will have a bake sale.
Great.
We have a kids pedal pull that'll be held at the afternoon that day. That's very popular.
Wow.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that one great thing is our annual Thresher meal that day.
Okay.
And that runs from 11 till 1. And it's a lot of food.
A lot
That's
of
all I
people
can say.
participate in that, and it's a
It's
whole lot of food.
We've got roast beef, ham, mashed potatoes, your choice
Oh
of
my gosh,
vegetables,
that sounds
salads.
so good.
And the ladies of the Great River Threshers will be they're famous for their homemade pies and desserts.
Oh
So
my
that's
gosh,
all part
that
of
sounds
it.
delightful. And before we forget as well, because we talked about how this is such a long-running event, you brought something very cool to show off. So I'm just going to kind of lift up the side here. Talk about what we're seeing on
Yeah,
screen.
each year we have a badge that commemorates the Thresher Days, and this is all of them from all the
Wow.
years from 1977 on. So we've got a collection of them, and it usually represents either someone who's associated with the Great River Threshers or an event such as the broom making and so forth. So we change it every year. I don't have this year's on there. I've got that on my shirt here.
Well, it'll be on there soon enough. You guys are going to need a bigger board here pretty
We're gonna
soon,
need a
or you're
bigger
going to need
board.
a second board. Absolutely. And then before we move on to the barbecue, because that is just a huge part of this weekend, Sunday is a horsing around play day. This involves horses, or?
Yes, it'll be, it's kind of a fun leisure ride, horse day
That's
held
fun.
on the track. And so for whoever who comes in that day, it'll be
They
a
get to
very
do that.
nice thing.
That is very
Yep.
cool. Okay, so like we mentioned, the barbecue contest. There are tons of teams competing. What, 20? I think I read 20 teams or so.
Last count, we had 20 teams, I believe, signed up, and it's KCBS, which is Kansas City Barbecue Society event. It's backyard sanctioned, is what they call it.
Okay.
It is judged. They're competing for points.
Okay.
And our purse is a $5,000 purse this
Holy
year, so
cow.
there's prizes to be given away.
Okay.
Proven to be very, very popular, and they'll be barbecuing pork as well as chicken, and also St. Louis style ribs.
You're making me hungry
And
with
if
all
you hang
your...
around the barbecuers enough, I'm a testament to this, you get to sample some of the wares.
That was going to be my next question. Are we going to get to sample any of that food? I do want to mention something quickly. It is free admission all weekend, but you will be taking donations at the gate, at the door, whatever you want to call it. Talk about where those proceeds go, because y'all are working towards something really important to your group.
We've just completed, well, as we speak now, we're just in the process of completing a restoration of our schoolhouse that is located on the grounds. It was an actual schoolhouse that was used from the 1880s up until
Wow.
1947.
Okay.
And we've restored it, re-roofed it, we put a new bell tower on it. We painted the outside, the inside. That's been our project the last couple of years, and that's just about complete as we speak here.
Okay, working towards something very cool. Well, the 49th annual Great River Threshers Weekend. Again, it is Friday, July 11th through Sunday, July 13th. Admission is free, donations will be accepted, and for a full schedule of events, and we mean full, visit the Great River Threshers Facebook page. Daryl, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course. Up next on QCL, we are celebrating a new month of incredible food and beverage creations at various Bummer City bars and restaurants. Learn more about line dancing, dollar burgers, and a romantic skee ball wedding next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
From dollar burgers and frosted flake fried chicken,
Ooh,
to free line dancing and a bittersweet countdown, Bummer City bars and restaurants are creating an unforgettable experience this summer.
Yeah, Dan Bush is here with us to break down what's new and what we can't really miss out before time has run out.
Yeah.
Dan, I almost did it again. Mondays we have a Dan Smith on the 11, and you know you're on the show all the time. And
It morphed into like
It's
Dan
just like,
Bush.
yeah, Dan Bush.
I'll take it.
We got
Dan,
it.
you know we always appreciate you coming on and telling
Yeah.
us what's going on at the Bummer City locations. First, we want to talk about what's new, because you kind of teased us a couple of months ago with this new Bummer City beer, and you've got it here today.
Yes.
Here.
It is.
So
Da-da.
over the winter, we got Five Cities Brewing in Bettendorf got in contact with us about doing a custom beer.
Yeah.
It wasn't the first time that a brewery has contacted us about this, but the conversations always ended when I asked if we can can it, because I don't think it's a
Yeah.
real beer unless you're canning it,
Sure,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
And they said yeah, and they were great to work with. And so we decided to put out this light kind of lager.
Ooh, yeah. It's like the
Light
perfect
indeed.
light,
Yeah.
crisp. It's crispy.
Yeah, so it's got a 4.2 alcohol by volume, so the same as like a
Very
Coors
light.
Light or a Miller
Yeah.
Lite. I just think it has more flavor,
Okay.
and the can looks better in your hand.
It does.
certainly
It's
does.
a beautiful can.
So where
well,
can we get our-
congratulations.
Yeah, and where can we get our hands on these?
You can get those at any Bummer City location, or the nice folks at Hy-Vee have put it at their Utica Ridge location. So
That is so awesome.
you can get it to go. We also sell it to go on the Iowa side. So if you're at Armored Gardens or Devon's Complaint Department, you can get a 6-pack to go for like $15.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is so cool.
Give it a try. It's really good.
Yeah, it is really
Yeah.
good. So let's talk about some of the monthly features that you have going on at all kinds of your different establishments,
Yeah.
starting with Devon's Complaint Department.
Sure. I think the name of the
cocktail,
game, given the time of year, is something to beat the humidity.
Oh, for sure.
So the team cooked up something called Summer Beer. It's
A
basically
different
like
summer beer.
Yes.
yeah, so it's got a beer syrup with beer mixed in,
okay.
and it's almost like a summer shandy, but more cocktail heavy than beer heavy, and it's just refreshing. And I
It
think
looks
that's what we
good.
need right now.
It looks like summer.
Well, we added some shade to the patio too, so we're really trying to make the patio workable in July, which is a tough ticket sometimes.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, so let's go across the river to Take Cover Tiki Bar there in Moline. So you've got the Be Nice or I'll Cry.
I say that all the time.
Yeah.
Be nice or
Especially
I'll
to
cry.
Kyle.
Yes. Be nice to me.
So this is a creation by Erica. They're one of our very best bartenders, and
That's beautiful.
it is a beautiful. It's almost like a riff on a Cosmopolitan, but it's got cranberry, it's got lemon, it's got vanilla. It's just got a lot of different flavors in it, along with peach puree. I love it, and I'll definitely be having a few this month.
Sounds refreshing.
Yes, it just looks so pretty.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some food.
Yeah.
So Armored Gardens has something really good. It's the fried frosted flake chicken.
That probably got you intrigued. It got me intrigued.
Yeah, it got
that's
me
for sure.
intrigued.
Yeah. Well, our team hasn't run out of ideas, so they said, "Hey, can we
look at
can we bread a chicken sandwich with frosted flakes and coconut?" And I said, "Let me try it first." And then I tried it, and it might be my favorite feature ever. I mean, it's different. So they took jalapeno slaw, and then they took tahini tortilla strips, and then a coconut curry mayo.
Oh my gosh.
And there's nothing else I've ever had like it. It's unique, but it's not weird. It's like, it makes sense somehow, but it's strange on paper, but it's definitely one that you have to come try for yourself.
My mouth
because
is watering.
Mango
that
lime
sounds so
marinated.
good.
And so it launches tomorrow on July 1, and so maybe if you come by throughout the month or even on Bix, you can give it a try.
Oh, that would
That's
be
a
great.
good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, run that 7 miles and get yourself a good meal.
Heck yeah.
A Frosted Flakes.
Yes, do
Chicken
that. So
sandwich.
over at Late Rider, you've got a fried bologna sandwich.
It's just a
Always
staple.
good.
Yes.
Always good.
It's a staple of a country western bar, so it's the very first feature we've ever had, created by Devin himself. And yeah, the thing is, people are coming to drink, and we want more people to try the food.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think the
so
food's
good.
outstanding, and you know, Kyle got to try one of our chicken sandwiches.
Highly
all
recommend. Oh yeah, the big giant bite I took on TV.
It looked so good.
So
I don't
good.
care what anybody says. When
Yeah.
Kyle ate that sandwich, I was like, get over there. Get me a sandwich like that.
It's so good.
Speaking of food at Late Rider, you guys have incredible looking burgers.
Oh, my mouth was watering
Just
looking at that video.
in our
Those
teas
pictures.
into the commercial break. Like, my mouth actually
Look at
watered.
that.
Holy
Oh.
moly, it looks so good. And you guys are having a really cool promotion that we can all take part in and get one of these burgers.
Yeah.
Well, so we opened at the beginning of May, and people were coming once the sun was down, and I was like, I want to get them right when we open.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So the first 90 minutes were open. Every day we're open, which is Wednesday through Sunday. You can get this double cheeseburger for $1. It's got pickle.
$1.
It's got our $1. That's it.
That's crazy.
No other purchase necessary. If you want fries, if you want to drink, great. If you don't, just
you
grab a
go.
$1 burger.
Best burger deal in history.
Because we know that we believe that much in this burger that if you try it one time, you're going to get hooked.
You're hooked.
And the Quad Cities is full of great burgers.
They
I'm
are.
willing to say this is one of the best burgers in the Quad Cities.
I love
All right,
it.
you gotta give it a try then.
I'm gonna
if
put my
you're a
name
burger
behind it.
person.
Yeah, well,
There you go.
that's going up against the Armored Gardens burger, which I would also argue is
I think this
one
one's
of
better.
the best burgers in the Quad
okay.
Cities.
This one-
even his own burger is better.
I know, this one has a brioche bun, and there's something about the double patty, the double cheese, and then our own proprietary sauce that we're putting on it that takes it up to the next level.
convinced.
How would you describe that sauce then?
It's almost like a Dijonnaise.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So you know, the Armored one is a classic Thousand Island that we
Yeah.
made from scratch.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. We put a lot of love. This is actually a model from Dry Goods. Dry
She's
Goods just did a
having a great
fashion.
time.
They did a shoot for their new Western line that they're putting out. They're super great people.
Yeah.
But yeah, just come by after
try that
work
burger.
and try it out.
Yeah. Well, speaking of country western, Late Rider also has free line dancing lessons. People are taking advantage of this because I'm seeing really cool pictures.
It's great. So we have two different
look at
instructors. That's Wendy out there. She's a nurse for Trinity, but also a great line dance instructor.
love that.
And again, this is free of charge. You know, we really want people to get into the culture and enjoy it, and we're getting people of all ages to come out. People in their 20s, people in their 60s. Everyone's kind of melding together,
for
and it's
everyone.
super
Yeah, it's
fun. And then our other instructor is Mahalia, who's on our team. She's a dance instructor. She's part of Ballet Quad Cities.
Oh, cool.
And so she's covering Wednesday nights. And so this happens from 6 to 8. And it's been so much fun.
That looks like so much fun.
I tried it the first night we did it. I was not great.
I'm terrible.
wouldn't
I'd be
good
going
at it
the
either.
opposite way.
Any sort of dancing, I'm out.
Yeah.
But I got to give this a shot. Right?
Yeah, I think we absolutely do have to give it a
Yes.
shot now that we've both said that.
Yes. So Late Rider, of course, in the old Analog in downtown Moline, and the sun is about to set here in a couple of months on Analog in Davenport. So you've got the final countdown
Oh,
going.
look at it. It's on
So
the
this is
screen.
the countdown clock. Yeah, we kept hearing from people that we were closed already. And we were like, wait a second, that's news to us.
Yeah.
So I kind of cooked up this idea to let people exactly how much let them know exactly how much time they have to come enjoy
That's funny.
Analog, play some skee ball, play some games, and send us out right. And
The end
so
is near. Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's been a fun ride. 10 years in business.
That's
and,
huge.
And it's what gave Bummer City its start. So
Yeah.
we're thankful for the experience.
Well, before we let you go today, speaking of skee ball, you got to officiate
This is so cool.
a skee ball wedding. So congrats to the happy couple,
Yeah.
but just give us quickly the little backstory here.
So we've had a skee ball league going for 8 years, and Sam and Diane Anderson were both original members who played in every single league
That's
over
awesome.
8 years. Didn't talk really for the first 5 or 6 years, and then started talking, and then fell in love.
Oh my
That's incredible.
God.
And they're just
I love
amazing
it.
people. They had the most beautiful wedding. And I was lucky enough to officiate it, which was great. But the party favor was scratch off tickets with analog tokens, which I thought was a great
That's
touch.
very cool.
Yeah, that's
And
awesome.
they ordered a real skee ball machine from Costco, which I didn't know you could do.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
So there was
Anything
Costco is
there was
everything.
there was skee ball at the reception. And they're just awesome people. And so this was actually our second skee ball wedding.
Oh my gosh.
So
congrats.
2 marriages have happened from skee ball.
There you go.
But we're actually having our final league start at the end of July.
Okay.
We only have a few spots left. It's on either Monday or Wednesday nights. It's
Yeah.
a 3-person teams, and it's your last opportunity to play skee ball.
And who knows? You might meet your match.
I think you might.
You're looking for love.
Your
It's
You may
it's
find
truly the most fun group of people in the Quad Cities. It's the same people who have been doing it for years,
Yeah.
and they're welcoming to new people, and it's just a great time.
Well, that's great to
be a
hear.
blast.
Dan, thank you so much.
Yes, thank
we
you,
really
Dan.
Thank
appreciate
you.
you being here today. And after the break, time for a little self-care. We are taking a look at what happened over the past couple of days with our wins of the weekend. That's next. It is time now for our Monday tradition, our wins of the weekend.
Yeah.
We talk about kind of some fun stuff that maybe
Yeah.
we did over the last couple of days. So we'll start with you.
Yeah, I had a really fun weekend. It was hard to pick a win. I mean, sometimes I'm like trying to find a win.
It is
but
tough sometimes, which is okay.
It is okay, yeah. But I decided to jump into the weekend. We went over to my
I love
brother's
it.
house, and him and my sister-in-law got my nephew Beckett a trampoline. And of course, Dad had to get on. And for some reason, Carson wanted me to put his hat on, so that's why I have a hat on. But yeah, they had fun jumping with their cousin. I got up there as well. My brother likes to bounce my nephew up very high.
That's scary.
Yes, it is scary. I've just have memories of getting double
bounced.
Yep, double bounced when I was
Jinx.
younger, and not hurting myself severely, but getting injured a little bit.
But you can though.
can.
So
They are
be
dangerous.
careful with those little ones.
yeah, it's
I
got a
love
net
your
around
face
it, so it's
here.
nice and safe. But yeah, they had a blast, and all 3 of those kids were just like drenched in sweat. 'cause
I was
so
going to say it was
humid.
such a
It
humid
was so
weekend.
humid, yes.
Yeah, but they don't care, right?
They do not.
They're on
no.
a trampoline.
They had a blast.
having
Dad had a blast too.
Well, good for you.
Yes, how
Mine
about
was
you?
very different. So I just started at a new gym,
Oh,
and because
okay.
I've been telling you, so Kyle and I are pretty close friends. So I talk to him about everything all the time.
Yes.
And I finally got back to the gym. So
Yeah.
I've gone every day since I started, which I'm very, very proud of.
Good job.
And then I had a little self-care day, and I finished my book club book.
Oh, so
by
look at
the
you.
pool.
Multiple wins.
Multiple wins.
Yeah.
Right after the gym, put a swimsuit on, got my book out. So, because we've got book club tomorrow with
Okay.
Brittany
So you're
Peacock
gonna be
from
all
the
caught
Davenport
up?
Library, and I'm caught up.
You are. Good
I
for
finished
you.
the book. It was a good book, but you got to wait for tomorrow to hear more about
Yes.
it. But yeah, so it was a nice little Saturday, or was
Yeah.
it Sunday? Gosh, they all run together.
They
But
certainly do.
either way, it was a win.
Well,
it was a
good
win
for
of the
you
weekend.
for getting back to the gym.
Yeah.
I told myself I'd get back to exercising like 2 weeks ago, and I
It
haven't
is
gotten there yet.
so hard.
It is tough. You know, life is busy,
Life-
but hey, at least
yeah.
you took some time for some self-care. I
I
gotta
did.
take some notes.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's tough. Okay.
is.
All right. Well, thank you so much for watching Quad Cities Live.
Your local news at 4 with Sharon is coming up next. We'll see you tomorrow.